Good morning, my friends. Welcome to Yoga for the Core. Today, this short yoga practice will focus on our core body. Ideally, most people think of the core as the abs group. So your rectus abdominis, those 6 to 8 packs, right? Those 8 striations of muscles that run the length of the abdominal wall. The obliques, which are those muscles that help streamline the waist. They are responsible for twisting and side bending. And then the transverse abdominis, which lies deep underneath those muscles. Those ones are a little bit harder to attach or to come into and strengthen. And we do a lot of those with isolation poses or isometric holds. But others might even think of the core as the abs and the low back. So as we get into the erector spinae, the quadratus lumborum, those muscles right down in the low back. However, your core body extends from your shoulders to your hips. So when we are focusing on the core, we ideally are focusing on everything outside of our limbs. So our arms, our legs, our head are going to obviously be there as a support. But our focus today will be on the core body. There is a lot of abdominal work. I do not recommend this if you are pregnant. There are a couple of the abdominal flows that we will do that are okay for pregnant women, like the spinal balance, a supported boat pose. But this is not a practice for prenatal, pregnant, or postnatal, what I like to call the 4th trimester. Those 9 to 10 weeks after giving birth. You still want to treat your body the same way that you would before and during your pregnancy. Same is true for any women who are trying to get pregnant or going through IVF and those type of things. So that's just my little disclaimer out there. This is not a pregnancy practice. This is not a practice for people who have some back pain and back issues. That absolutely needs to be addressed with your physician or other medical professional. So just know that going into this practice. This is a practice that can be done as a standalone practice. This is a practice that can be done before or after your yoga practice. There's kind of different ideologies out there about that working the core at the end of your workout, you've got nothing left. Why are you working your abs? Where are you working through the back then after you've depleted all the other muscles? Where conversely, sometimes you need to work the core after, because once you've depleted, you've fatigued those core muscles, you have nothing to sustain you, to lift and lengthen you, to support your limbs. So I personally kind of veer on both sides, where sometimes I feel like, yep, we've got to heat up the core, work the core before we get into a workout, but sometimes that can really fatigue you. Other times I'm thinking, all right, we're at the end of the practice, let's just bang out this core. But today it's a standalone practice. So we're gonna start right out the gate in mountain pose. So come to your mat. I didn't even introduce myself. Oh my goodness, I'm Marshall Elliott. Welcome again. I am a certified yoga teacher, personal trainer, group exercise instructor, and so happy to bring this practice to you. So you don't need any equipment, any props for this yoga practice. Just come to your mat. As you come to the top of the mat, we're gonna come into mountain pose. So give your legs a little bit of a shake out the arms, roll through the shoulders a couple times in both directions. Find that comfortable spacing. Sometimes it's hips width, sometimes it's a little closer or a little wider. Gently rock forward and back between the toes and heels. And then as you root down into your feet, lift the toes, gently spread them so that you feel yourself dynamically press down into the balls of the feet, both sides of the heels. And as you let the toes down, maybe leave a little bit of mat in between each toe. Zip up the inner thighs, lift the low belly, let the heart shine forward, and then roll the shoulders back and down, allowing our shoulder blades to wrap around our spine. If you're clenching your cheeks, see if you can relax there. We want to be engaged but not clenched. So find your neutral spine, which is different for every body. Reaching tall through the crown of the head in some flowing mountain breaths. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale the hands through your heart center. flowing a few times. Invite the breath. As you inhale, extend your fingertips high to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Gently bow the head. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice. What would you like to get from your practice today? And in line with that intention, thinking of anyone who deserves this or any other yoga practice, and dedicate your practice to them today. We seal our intentions, our dedications. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, soften the knees, melt down into this forward fold. We're gonna dangle here. So you can let the arms hang, or you can take pinkies to opposite elbows, but find some movement. Anything that feels organic, that feels good in your body, gently awakening through the back and sides of the body, even through the neck. And then exhale your hands into the mat, Uttanasana, forward fold. The mat seems really far away. Bend your knees deeper, or you can take your hands up. As you inhale, sliding your hands up your legs, wrap your shoulder blades into your spine. Come into a half lift. Exhale the hands to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Creating this upside down V in the body, stretching through the feet and legs. We're gently pressing down one heel at a time. The breath is full. Exhaling, inhaling. Take a moment. Inhale high onto all 10 toes. Exhale your heels to the right corner of the mat. Feel some extension along the left side of the body, creating space through the ribs. Inhale, center. Exhale to the opposite side, creating that same space on the right side body. This time as we inhale through center, high on the toes, we're gonna deeply bend the knees, press the hips back, lengthen the arms, and as we extend back through the legs, drawing the heels down, create a deeper extension and awareness of our downward facing dog. As you wrap your triceps around your arms, try taking the inner eye of the elbow and lining it up with the webbing between your thumb and index finger so that the elbows point behind you, engaging through the arms, through the upper back. We're gonna inhale, lengthen the body forward through plank pose. Adjust your feet if you need, but stack your shoulders over your wrist, square your hips, and then pull up through the belly. Feel every muscle engaged. Elbows back, slowly, gently lower yourself into the earth. Tops of feet to mat. Inhale through baby cobra. We slide our shoulder blades toward our back pockets. Exhale, roll down, bring one cheek to the mat. Inhale, push into the tops of the feet. Nose to center, open the chest. Exhale, opposite cheek. One more. This time as you roll down, curl the toes under, push back, extended child's. Know that at any time you need a break, you can come right here. Press back up through downward facing dog. Inhale the gaze forward. Baby step your feet between your hands. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Find some awareness through the hamstrings all the way down the backs of the legs. And then slowly, gently roll up. Pull the belly button into the spine. At the top, roll the shoulders down. We're back in our mountain pose. Warming the body through some sun salutations. We inhale and rise. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale the hands to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll the spine forward into high plank. Exhale, chaturanga push-up. Try dropping the knees to make sure that you can bring the chest all the way between the biceps, elbows pressing back. Melt down, lift up, Bhujangasana, baby cobra. Exhale back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, find a way to step the foot between the hands and then bring the left foot to the right foot. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, so sweep the arms out and rise. Left hand grabs the right wrist, exhale, side bend. Inhale through center, exhale, switch. Inhale, rise. Exhale, swan dive. Lead through the heart as you fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, downward facing dog. Finding this vinyasa flow again, we modify. Inhale through high plank. Tap the knees down. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana or push-up. Inhale through up, baby cobra. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Press into the heels of the hands to find that length through the spine. And then inhale the left leg high. Exhale the foot between the hands. Right foot meets left. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Take those side bends once again. I invite you to stay with the modified vinyasa flow or come along with me as we begin to extend. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale through high plank. Come as high as you can onto the tops of your 10 toes. Bring the shoulders forward of the wrist. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press the tops of your feet down. Lift your knees, lift your hips. Push the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the gaze forward, bend the knees. You can either step one foot at a time or hop the feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Interlace the fingers at the base of the skull. Support the head. Exhale, elbows back, lift the chest. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Follow your breath. Modify where you choose. Take a moment, come into a neutral tabletop. Hands beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips. Cat-cow, round the belly in. Release, open up. Exhale, strengthen and lengthen the arms. Inhale, release. One more. Find your neutral spine. Spread your fingers wide. So you want to create a nice dynamic base. If you need to, release the wrists a couple times first, and then create that base. You're going to curl the toes under and simply lift the knees. We're just lifting about an inch or two off the mat. Back is nice and long. We feel the engagement through the arms. Push the inner eye of the elbow forward. Feel the engagement across the shoulders, upper back, and especially into the belly. Tap the knees down. Press back. Find extended child's. Release the wrist if you need. Lengthen the back of the body. And we're coming right back where we just left. If at any time the wrists start to bother you, you can create some fists with your hands, press the knuckles down. Same thing, we lift the knees. Find the strength. Find stability. Imagine there's a fishbowl on your back. You don't want it to fall. You don't want Nemo to die. Release. Extended child's. We're going to do just one more of those and see if we can hold it a little bit longer. So come back in. Curl the toes under. Gently lift the knees. By doing these isometric holds, this is where we can tap into the transverse abdominis, deep underneath the rectus abdominis, that belly wall. This is what helps us to find stability, strengthen the spine, create balance. Release. Last time. Child's pose. Keep the hands extended. Downward facing dog. Take the vinyasa flow or hold your downward facing dog. Your mat, your practice. Inhale the gaze forward, step, hop, or float feet forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Reverse swan dive. This time, spread your wings, lift your heart, take your back bends. Take a moment, take a breath. Reconnect with the intention you set for your practice. Take notice of the internal heat we've built within our bodies. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step back to plank. So we're going to take some walking planks. We start with hands beneath shoulders. We drop down to a hover, elbows beneath shoulders. Walk back up. So if your hips are rotating, you're simply going to drop down to the knees. Keeping the back long, keep the belly braced. We're going to do 4. So we're going to start right hand leading. So we drop down, right forearm, left forearm, walk back up, right, left. 4 times. The 4th time we drop down to hover, we're going to hold. So knees or toes, and if you're on your toes, you can even take the feet a little wider to create more stability. Press the hips forward and down. Brace the belly. We walk down, right, left. Walk up, right, left. Same side. Elbow replaces the hand beneath the shoulder. Climb back up. Last time. Hold. Knees or toes, press the hips square. Pull in through the belly. Push down through the forearms, gaze forward. Breathe. We're gonna walk the feet into dolphin pose. So keep pushing down through the forearms. Lengthen through the shoulders, almost as if in downward facing dog. Push down through the heels, breathe. Release. Press back. Take a modified child's pose here. Stack the hands underneath the face. Relax through the shoulders. Roll up. Guess what? Left hand this time. 4 times, walk down, hold, hover. As you're ready, come back into your plank pose. Set the feet where you need. Tap the knees down if you need. Let's go. Left arm. Down, down. Walk up, up. 3 more. Brace strong through the belly. Remember, same thing on your knees if you need it. Last time down. Hold. Hips forward. Open up. Broaden through the chest as you dynamically push down in the forearms. It's going to help stabilize the shoulders. Let's walk into dolphin. So try not to drop the head or dip the shoulders. Keep pressing strong through the arms, through the upper back. Push back. Release. Take your modified child's pose here. Gently roll up. Roll the shoulders. So we're just going to reverse a little bit, give our wrists a little bit of break. And we're going to come down onto our backs. We're going to work through the posterior chain. So through the back, through the hips, the glutes, even a little bit into the hamstrings. So as you come down onto your mat, come down onto your back. Now we didn't do a lot of back bending yet, so we're probably not going to press very high into our bridge, and that's okay. Take your hands by your side so your palms are going to face up, knuckles down. That's going to help you relax and release your shoulders into the mat. Imagine if you were squeezing a yoga block or maybe like a soft ball between your knees. As you push down into the heels, start to peel the hips up. So send the knees forward like you're squeezing something between your legs so that you feel the strength and length of your hamstrings. Tuck the tailbone, roll down gently. Keep going through these rolling bridges. As you push down into the feet, dynamically press the heels into your mat. Squeeze the glutes or the muscles of your butt as you lift. As you brace through the belly, that's going to allow you to keep the hips square. And each time you lift, think of pressing your chest toward your chin. Your head is stable. Your neck is long. With each lift of the hips, we're trying to extend them just a little higher. So push the knees forward. Feel the strength that the hamstrings have to kick in to find the strength and stability of your back. Keeping your hips square. Press all the way to the top, pause. Bring the right knee over the hip. Extend the leg forward. Draw in, tap down. Left knee, lift. Extend. Drag in, tap down. Try keeping the hips lifted as you flow through. Press the knee as high as you choose. Extend the leg forward so knees are level as you extend. Push down into the opposite heel as you lift one leg. Keep the breath flowing. Keep the abs braced. And take one more on each leg. Roll down, so tuck the tailbone under slightly. Separate your feet to the wide edges of the mat. Drop your knees in. Gently rock side to side, sway. Release through the lower back. Grab the knees. Begin to gently rock and roll until you can rock up to a seated position. We're going to come into Navasana boat pose. So again, this is working into an isometric hold, working deeper through the abs. You can modify in many different ways. Step one, you're going to roll the shoulders back and down, and then begin to lean back. It's that space between your tailbone and your sits bones. Some of you are already feeling some intensity in the core here, so I invite you to stay. Otherwise, begin to lift the feet off the floor, and if you can, bring your shins parallel to the ceiling. So you're still holding on here. You're opening up through the chest, so wrap your shoulder blades into your spine and feel that lift in the chest. Broaden through the clavicle, through the collarbones. Option one, stay. Option two, just tap the fingers down to feel more balanced. Option three, extend the hands forward. Lift the chest. Breathe. You're gonna set the feet down, lift up. Extend the legs forward. Take a passive forward fold. So just kind of round forward. Feel that release across your back. Slowly, gently roll back up. Rock back, Navasana, boat pose. Let your feet be your drishti, or your spot of focus. So gaze at your toes if you can. Push through the balls of the feet, spread your toes, what we like to call yogi toes. Take the level that works for you and breathe. Pull in strong through the belly. One more breath. Tap the feet down, extend and round through the back. Roll up, rock back, Navasana. Holding the knees anytime you need to, tap right foot, tap left foot. So we're just lightly tapping the mat as if it's a thin sheet of ice that we don't want to break through. Tap both feet. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on forward, round and release. Roll up. Number 4, are you with me? Rock back, Navasana. Now, if you'd like to increase the intensity, you can either bring the biceps alongside the ears, or lift the legs, or both. Anytime you need to, you feel your boat sinking, come back. Open up. Try this, everyone extend up, and then fall and roll forward. Release through the back of the body. Rise. Can we take that one more time with the tapping? Only we're gonna start to build a little tempo, a little bit of speed with the taps. So take a moment if you need to, round the back of the body. Inhale, open up through the chest. Rock back, Navasana. Remember, you can hold if you need to. Tap, right, left, right, left, right. You can keep it here or double time. Tap, right, left. Keep stillness through the upper body. 8, 6, 4, 3, extend everything, rise and fold. Different kind of heat through the body, through the belly. This time, roll up. We're gonna come into reverse plank. So bring the hands back. Doesn't matter if the fingers face forward or out on the diagonal. Just don't turn your hands back. Push down into the hands. Incline or reverse plank, press up, push through the hips, reach through the front of the body. Breathe. You're gonna tap down and simply roll over, come back to your plank. So, lengthen the body, lengthen the spine, pull in strong through the belly. Option 1, take the feet to the wide edges of your mat. We're gonna take some shoulder taps. Option 2 is to release the knees. We want to try to keep the hips from rolling from side to side. So whether you're on your knees or the feet are wide, we're going to take 8 alternating taps. Now up to you if it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go 1 and 2 and. So you decide. Come into your plank pose. Feet wide or onto your knees, lock on the belly, and let's go. You can go as quickly as you want. You can get them done, but keep the body long and still. That's 4 for me. Lightly tapping the shoulders. 7, 8, downward facing dog. Lift the hips high. Breathe. One last plank. This time, it's the heels that we're lifting. So, your option, if you're on your knees, is to extend up and tap down, or you can come with us and lift one leg at a time. Same thing, 8 total or 8 on each leg. So roll out the wrists. If you need to come into fist, come into fist. Come into your plank. Brace the belly strong as you're ready. We're only lifting the heel as high as the hip or slightly below. Keep the back long. Keep the belly pulled in. That's 4 for me. 7, 8, downward facing dog. Breathe. Take one hand to the opposite leg if you need to. Widen your feet. Take a little twist here. Try to keep the feet in line with the knees, pressing forward, and then the opposite side. Come back down. Very nice. You can stay facing that way. I'm going to just come back around to where we began and take a restorative child. Knees apart, press back. Take your hands back behind you, curl the wrist a couple times. We're almost done, not quite. Roll up gently. Take your time. As you come through downward facing dog, take a vinyasa flow. Notice the difference in your body this time around. Are you starting to feel stronger? Inhale the gaze forward, exhale the feet forward, however you get them there. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Take your back bend at the top, open the chest. Take a moment in mountain. If you need water, take a quick sip, not a lot, because we're going to work the core just a little bit more before we come down and release. Take a moment, reconnect with your dedication. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Follow your breath. This is your last vinyasa flow of the practice. So take time, take a full breath, maybe even a full inhalation and exhalation between each asana. We come to a neutral tabletop, restacking the joints. Find some equanimity, some stability. Take your right leg back, your left arm forward. So get long, pull in through the belly, reach through the crown of the head. We simply tap the toes and the pinky finger down and lift, only as high as your spine. So your heel level with or slightly below your hip, your thumb level with or slightly above your shoulder, keeping that stability, focusing on the breath. 2 more, wherever you are. Release, opposite side, go forward, extend. We tap, we lift. This is the last bit of your core work. Stay strong. Keep the breath flowing. Keep pulling in through the belly to protect the back. 2 more, wherever you are. Child's pose. We made it. We're going to open up through the back of the body once again. So as you come forward, release the belly all the way down. Come into baby cobra. If the back feels open enough, you can begin to extend the arms into full cobra. Gently kind of roll through the spine, feel that release. and then push back. Take one cat stretch, so pull the belly button into the spine. And then roll all the way up. We're gonna come to a seat. I'm gonna face you. You can stay in whichever direction you're in. Just simply bend your right knee. Take your right hand behind for support. Inhale the left arm high. As you exhale, take a twist. Either bring your elbow or your hand outside of your knee. As you peel the torso around, either gaze to the side wall or gaze back over your right shoulder. If you can, even lift this back arm. See if you can gaze right at your thumb. Come back in and switch. Listen to your breath. Each inhalation lengthening you taller. Each exhalation deepening your twist. Come back to center. We're going to take one stretch for the spine. So come into diamond pose. As you bring the soles of the feet together, they're far from your body. Knees are wide. As you fold forward, you're either going to drape the arms over the legs or thread them underneath. Tuck your chin in, round the back of your body. Take your time rising to the top and come into an easy seat. You can either cross the legs or set one foot in front of the other. You can keep them where they were. Come back to Anjali Mudra, pressing your palms together at heart center. Gently bow your head and take a moment of gratitude. Take gratitude not only for having the choice and the option to come into a yoga practice, but gratitude for what your body and breath allowed you to do on your mat today. Extend that gratitude to all you come into contact with, and especially invite that gratitude into your own heart. I extend my gratitude to each of you for allowing me to guide you in this practice today. Om Shanti, peace. Go out and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful day. The light in me sees, honors, and reflects the light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much, you guys.